It's going to be a cold winter for those for the ladies basically, or women in general who behave like Vivica Fox. And that's today's title. Welcome to Wakati Avenue. My name is Alfred, and today's title is it's going to be a very cold winter. For those who behave or have behavior that are keen to Vivica Fox's behavior. Let's just jump right into it, right? Vivica Fox just turned 60, right? She's 60 now, and her prime has obviously faded, right? Now, I recently saw her in a recent video talking about her wishing she had a husband and such. Now, this is a warning. It's a warning to those ladies, a warning to most women who think that when they're in their prime, right? When they're in the prime, that things will stay consistent, things will stay that way, right? When you're in your prime, obviously you're getting all that validation, you're getting all that attention, and then you don't really think about the future, which is fair enough, right? You're young and all that, but at the end of the day, your behavior, right? The way you behave towards people, the way you do things, right? And this is in general, not just women, right? The behaviors you actually adapt during your early days, right? When you're in your prime and things are happening for you, that will actually be residue, and it will go with you towards your elderly age, right? As you get older, it becomes harder for you to actually break certain habits, right? And it becomes harder to adapt new behavior, right? Especially if it's the behaviors that you did not cultivate at a young age. Now, let's get back to Vivica, right? Vivica seems like when she was younger, she had options, right? She could get with just about anyone, but her attitude towards most people, her attitudes towards people who probably were serious about her was not that great. Then she forgets that that sort of behavior kind of does in fact turn down men who themselves have options, men who are serious about the future, men who really who do not need validation from most women, right? Men who are about their business and doing their things, they're on the grind, right? They will not take people or women, especially with bad attitude, seriously, right? The reason you're getting away with that is because most men, of course, are thirsty, and most men don't value themselves. They don't see their self-worth. So women tend to manipulate this to their own advantage so they can get what they want. That's fair. So I won't put that out on them, because hey, the men are willing, right? But it's also a disadvantage. It's a very big disadvantage, because you're now programming yourself to act this way. And so now what happens is that if you now need a serious man, right? You're tired of these easily manipulated men who you think are nice guys, or what you say are nice guys, too nice for you. Now you need someone who's grounded. You need someone who's strict, who will tell you what to do, someone who will lead you. You won't have that behavior. You won't have that. You won't have a template of what to do when you actually encounter such a man. And this is why people like Vivica Fox always say that they always have this rhetoric of saying that men are actually afraid of her, or they're afraid of her success. Men actually, and I'm talking about these men who are actually grounded and masculine and very confident in themselves, they're not afraid of women, right? Any sort of women, right? It's just that the way she behaves, right? She's actually attracting those who are like that, right? Who actually only see her as that sort of woman that she purports to be. She's a feminist, sort of strong woman, right? Those feminist women, right? And obviously she'll then attract a weak sort of person who now thinks she'll now think that sort of person is afraid of her success and is afraid of her. But in actual fact is that a masculine man who is in his masculine presence, right, does not tolerate such behaviors. You come at a man who has self-worth, you want to bring an attitude towards him, he'll obviously back off. And I'm sure she has been ghosted by such men. I'm sure she has experienced such people, because some people have zero tolerance for stupid stuff. Some people, especially those who know their self-worth, they have zero tolerance for such attitude, unpleasant attitude. They want feminine, pleasant women. And Vivica Fox doesn't seem to actually embody that archetype, right? An archetype of a feminine, fragile sort of woman that can be taken care of. She isn't. That's why she says men are afraid of her. No, because you want to be the masculine person in that relationship. If that's what you want, obviously what you're going to attract is a weak man who is going to tolerate your toxic masculinity that you're bringing. Because any woman who thinks that masculinity, who embodies that masculinity and then forfeits her feminine ways, whatever she attracts, right, will be weak, right? That's how it goes. That's how it is. Feminine and the masculine, they complement themselves. Now, if you're going to have a masculine man and a masculine woman, right, it's not going to work. So obviously, she's going to obviously attract these weak men. And this is just a forewarning for most women, because some women think that that's the way to behave, and because at times it seems like it's successful, right? Especially if you're manipulating these men who are willing to be manipulated. Of course, in the short run, you're going to get a lot, right? They're going to love bomb you, they're going to give you what you want and all that. But in the long run, you have to see the long run. And unfortunately, not many people are able to see the effect of what they're doing, their behavior in the long run, right? You're programming yourself to accept such things. And then when someone who is actually willing to lead you, right, who is willing to lead you from all that mindless things that you've now, and the mindless attitude that you have adopted, right, want you to stay away from such things, right, you're not going to listen, right? Because now you think that you're the one who's supposed to be the boss in the relationship, right? And as I always say, the man is the boss in the relationship. He's the leader, right? And I'm not talking about bossing people around. Don't get my words twisted. You're not supposed to be bossy. I'm generally talking about leading. The man is supposed to lead the relationship. A woman is not supposed to lead. She aids the relationship with her own feminine ways, right? So this is why I entitled this video that Vivica Fox is going to have a very cold winter. She's in her 60s and she's only going to get colder. Why? Because her attitude really will be contradicting what she wants. In actual, every woman, naturally, right, every single woman wants a man who is manly, who is masculine, and who will lead her, right? This is why even in movies we have all these archetypes who save a woman because she's fragile, right? Yeah, if you're a woman and you come out as the strong one in the relationship, I don't know, whatever, this feminist narrative there is that you've been programmed to be and been lied to, thinking that you can be the strong one, you can do everything a man can do. You're only fending off a potential man who can actually lead you and protect you and provide for you, and that's what you're doing basically. So those sort of attitude, if you have that sort of attitude, it's best that try and deprogram that out of your senses, right, and bring better senses into be much more feminine, be much more pleasant. Every man wants a feminine, right, fragile and a pleasant woman in their life, because that's what complements his masculinity, right? But you should also, as a woman, woman also has to be able to see through what's fake and what's not. A man has to be in his purpose in order to get this, right? And a woman has to be in a feminine way in order to attract such a man. So yeah, that's about it. I hope this message was actually going through, right? Usually I talk to the men here, but this goes both ways, right? Because the whole purpose of this is to make sure that you are always in your purpose, you're always on your masculine purpose, right? And for the women are always on their feminine, right? They're feminine and pleasant, right? Without that, then what you're doing is that you're fending off potential people who would actually bring value into your life. Now, one other thing is that when you're on your purpose, I'm not saying you should go out. You should not go out and have fun, especially when you're in your 20s, but you should also be thinking about the future. If you're in your 20s, then also someone who advises or advocates for people to actually be exploring the world, doing things, right? Whether you're partying or but to a limit. Have that limit and have actually schedule that you're going to do such a thing from certain times and certain days, right? Be disciplined about that. But for no means are you supposed to be grinding 24 hours. I don't advocate for that. That every single day you be grinding, every single day you should be in your masculine frame. No, you should let loose. It's weekends, sometimes just let loose and do other stuff. Hobbies, have hobbies. Men also have all hobbies. Manly men also have things that they do besides their purpose, right? But all that also connects to their purpose. I know I went in a tangent here a bit, but the gist of it, just to wrap up a bit, is that for them ladies, don't be like Vivica Fox. Don't think that you can get away with manipulating your way through men, right? And then think that there are no consequences to that. You'll end up cold, you'll end up lonely, you end up alone. No matter what women say that they can be alone, they were not made for that. They're just lying to themselves and don't think that they can. In fact, most of the time they're just lying. They always have someone to backup plan. They always do that. They're gonna go onto YouTube, say they don't need men in their lives. They can make it on their own. There's no woman who can survive on their own. They're just lying. Men are the ones who are created to survive, and they're the ones who are created to survive on their own. Granted, right now we live in an era whereby things are just easier and more efficient, and women can obviously do a lot, but still women would definitely need men in their lives more than men need women in their lives, right? Because we are the survivors, we are the one who built this world. We're still the men, we're still the individuals, the beings that are able to create and make this world a better place. So with that said, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to wrap it up, and till next time, peace.